You got it. Ian's crying like a baby. So good news, I got them to turn the heat up a little bit, so you guys will be good. You guys aren't dying out there. So when you have to speak last at one of these things, you are totally screwed. So I'm sitting over there thinking, what do I got to say? So I got to get my wife up here and kiss her. I know that. I got to say, with a fox on a box. I got to rhyme or something like that. And I couldn't figure out what rhymed with soaking wet tennis ball. So I'm working on it. I got another problem, too. Whoever put this picture in the program, I'm wearing a hat. And now we're inside, so my mom thinks I'm wearing a hat inside. So I am totally screwed with my mom, too. So things have not gone very well for me right now. I'm the other Simon, by the way. The less fit one, the less tall one, the one with less hair. But I am the other Simon, and I'm good with that, Simon. I'm good with that. So let me just tell you a brief little bit about my story. In 1969, two 20-year-old kids with three kids, two 20-year-olds, my folks, traded passage on a boat to go to this crazy country called Canada that they knew nothing about. They landed in Lestock, Saskatchewan, which has a smaller population than Redwater. And they got to stay there for 2 years, as my dad's a school teacher. They finally landed a job at Central Junior High School in this idyllic haven called Victoria, British Columbia, and they had no idea that they had won the lottery. Zero. They raised three kids, as you heard on the video. I was the youngest, the runt of the litter, and if your parents were like my parents, which many of your parents are, these were tough, selfless people who demanded excellence and didn't accept anything but your best effort. This was the perfect community for them. Before I go any further, thank you very much for getting on that boat. What we learned when we grew up in this city is what you have all said, and it is really about you. This city builds into you a will of desire and commitment and perseverance for excellence. That's what this community has done. I had no idea growing up that at some point I was going to have to call on all of those characteristics. Things really went south for me and my family. You know, there was a time when we fell. We really fell hard. I was a very, very sick person. And this community rallied, and this community saved my life. And I'm here today to say thank you. It's also no surprise. Victoria seems to deliver what you need when you need it. And after a soccer game at Royal Athletic Park, no less, I bumped into this young lady who's been standing beside me for 30 years. She's a Victoria gal. And Kel, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to make you cry. But I'm telling you, today, I would not be living or standing here without this young lady. Thanks, Kel. I love you very, very much. Not surprisingly, she did all the heavy lifting as she raised our three kids. All of the heavy lifting. I tried my best to screw them up. We have three shockingly competitive kids who demand excellence of themselves. They're here today from Las Vegas, so thank you very much. So I just want to talk a little bit. I know it's like I've only got 45 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes. Shit. Sorry about that. So I just want to tell you that, Victoria is in this room. This is Victoria. You guys are all Victoria. That commitment that is driven into people by guys like Ken Shields. Now, you heard that I wasn't the nicest guy in the field. Ken, not always the best guy on the sidelines, right? Good guy, not always the best guy. I can tell you my dad, not always the best guy. Good guy, not always the best guy. These are the type of guys that Victoria produced and created athletes and winners. Winners not on the field only, but in life. That's what really sport is about. Sport is a tool to improve society, and nobody does it better than this town. Nobody. I just want to finish by saying thank you very much, Bob, and your group. It's really very, very humbling, and it's almost embarrassing when people single you out for something, certainly if you lived in my house. But I'm immensely proud of just being here. I'm immensely proud of being from Victoria. And people, when they ask me, I travel all around the world giving these ridiculous speeches that people pay me money for, which is really laughable. I stand a little taller, and I'm really proud when I say I'm from Victoria and that it's my home. So thank you very much.